everyone. Welcome into Sports here, episode 175. We got some breaking news out of one of these training camps. They might or might not be close by, so we'll give you that news. Then we got a little bit of news in NBA. Someone got an extension. Did not see coming, but we'll go over that. Plus, we got more top 10 lists to go over. Today, we got tight ends, defensive, I believe we got defensive tackles and our edge rusher. So, all that being said, guys, stay tuned. All right, everyone, we're back. Let's get into this starting in the NBA. One player got an extension, definitely not on my radar, but the New York Knicks, they signed Mikal Bridges to an extension. Makes sense, just, if you go looking back at the trade, they gave up so much to get him. I mean, it would be real bad business if they didn't make some effort to extend him. So 4 years, 150 million. I believe he left some on the table. I don't know if it's 6 million overall, 6 million per year, but he did leave to take a little bit of a home team discount to kind of help out with their cap situation. That's going to happen at some point, whether it's next season or maybe seasons uh, in the future. So how do you feel about this one, Lawrence? Mikal Bridges, 4 years, 150. Do you think it's a good deal for both sides?
I think it's a good deal both sides. I think it's a predictable move. I thought it was predictable that would happen. But honestly, it kind of goes back to when we were talking about it way back when about Dallas making the same moves. How Dallas should have made these moves in order to keep their stars. Well, this is kind of what the Knicks are doing now. Well, what does Brunson want to be happy? He didn't get to be happy in Dallas. He didn't get his, right off into the sunset. Same thing they did to Luka. But, give him an extra money and his buddies, that would have made him happy. So now the Knicks have given Brunson a bunch of money. They've kind of just surrounded him with people who, let's just be for real, are his buddies. Not to say that his buddies aren't top end basketball players, because they are, but that's what his team's filled with. They're just giving their guy, because they're just making it known to everyone and him that you are our guy. We just signed your buddy. Yeah, we signed him, and you probably talked him into getting a little bit of a discount. But we're locked into what you are where you can take us. Because in my opinion,
Yeah.
Bridges doesn't tip any needles back and forth in a grand schemes, a huge way. It's more subtle and game to game, whereas Brunson tips games back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely. If you look at it, Bridges definitely had kind of a down year. He didn't kind of carry the momentum that he had in Brooklyn, where he was like a 20 plus, point per game scorer and was still locking people up. This year, it was, he was basically hit or miss. So you're definitely right about that. I think the team is built good. I mean, like you said, all of his buddies, his friends are good players. It just maybe a new coach in Mike Brown will be able to, tap into the best of all of them and make this thing work. Um, that's pretty much it for the NBA news. Oh, one more thing I did want to touch on: Kuminga is still declining all of the Warriors' offers. Um, all the restricted free agents this summer, whether it's Kuminga, Josh Giddey, Kobe White. I don't think any of them have gotten signed. The money that they want, these teams aren't offering because no other teams have cap space besides the Nets. These players don't want to play in Brooklyn, so it's looking kind of rough for Kuminga. He's says right here that he declined 2 years, 45 million. Apparently, I think he wants about 30 million per year, and I don't think I've seen a single offer out there that's reaching that. So, how do you think this one is gonna pan out?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't sound like he's going to get paid, because they're offering him 2 years 45, and he wants 2 years 30, or sorry, 60, so 30 a year. I mean, our math ain't math, and I mean, one of those things, right? Kuminga looks like one of those talents that like might and could be something, but then you also get those few game stretches of draining nothingness out of him, and it's like I'm sure they would rather go through the season without having to pay him. I mean, that's everyone's wish they could do that, but like in reality, having him, it does make you a little bit more youthful. It does help you spread a little, but like he's currently not gonna get the money that he wants.
Yeah, I don't think 30 million is on the table. Looks like he's going to settle for about in something in the 20s, which I feel like is more appropriate. I don't really think Kaminga has proven that he's a 30, you know, $1 million player yet. He's had flashes, but definitely not, something that will, give him a bag like that. So something to watch out for in the coming weeks. He still has an option to sign the qualifying offer, which will make him unrestricted going into next season. But the problem with that is basically Steve Kerr's not going to play him anyway. So if you're playing on $7.9 million, 1 year deal, you're not getting playing time, you're not showing your value, then next off season you're definitely not going to get paid what you want. So it's definitely a lose situation. Back to the NFL. Before we get to the top 10 list, Bengals. We talked about this the other day. I think it was last episode. We talked about the Noah Fant making his rounds. He visited Bengals, Saints, and one other team. But today it's official. He signed with the Bengals. Noah Fant, going into his 7th year. He was on, Denver, and then got traded to Seattle in the Wilson trade. So for me, I think it's a good pickup. He's probably playing on a vet minimum, so you're not really, low risk, high reward type of situation.
You're,
I think he can replace Eric All and be that second tight end with Gasecki. I think that's going to work really nice. So, what are your thoughts, Lawrence?
I think he's good if you start doing more blocking schemes as well. I feel like he'll allow your offense to definitely get that department rolling. But in
Mm-hmm.
reality, when you have the great quarterbacks, he's supposed to elevate his talent. I mean, Fant is definitely elevatable. Is probably the best word to put it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Burrow's been giving tight ends paydays. I mean, Usama went to the Jets, got paid, really didn't pan out there. Hayden Hurst kind of got paid by a certain Carolina team. I don't think it worked out there either. Gasecki got paid, but he stayed here. We'll see if Fant can get paid, and we'll see if he stays or maybe he'll go elsewhere. But I think it's a good pickup. Like I said, low risk, low high reward. Bengals did let go of Zach Moss. I think he broke his neck or damn near broke his neck. He didn't really play. He didn't play like 3 or 4 games last year. And then Chase Brown took over. Mike Brown did do him a solid by moving up I think most of his guaranteed money this year, and then they let him go. So uh, shout out to old man Mike Brown, but I think they feel pretty good with Taj Brooks, the rookie out of I
North
think the
Carolina,
rookie out of
right?
Texas A&M,
Oh, the Texas A&M.
Texas Tech, Texas Tech. Taj Brooks got him in the 6th round. So yeah, I feel like they feel fine with that. Um, the big breaking news that I was kind of alluding to in the opener, guys. Scary Terry uh, is asking for a trade. Terry McLaurin and the Commanders aren't making any type of progress in the contract negotiations. We've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks now. I was thinking some headway might be happening. He's doing a hold in camp, so I thought, hey, maybe they're not close to a deal. Like I still thought they were apart, but maybe they were gaining some traction. But I don't think anything is happening so far. So, what is your thoughts to this out the blue trade request? I mean, I feel like this is his last kind of card he can pull, right?
Yeah, it's just him trying to push the needle, or I say push the needle too often. put his cards on the table. I mean, he's asking. He's just asking for a little bit more money. I think in like an interview, didn't he say he just wants north of 30?
I've heard that he really wants DK money, which is 34, right? I think we talked about that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
But now it seems like just north for 30, like you said, is bare minimum.
Which I don't understand why they don't just pay it. I mean, truly, to me, I mean that might feel like a cop out answer, but I'm sitting over here thinking this is an asset that I need for my quarterback that definitely needs to not have a sophomore slump. And yeah, I understand. I do have Debo Samuel, who I'm also paying $29 million to, but it's a 1 year rental. We're trying to go for the Super Bowl right now. We just went to the championship game, and then we just start with we just start doing this stuff. Like this is for a franchise who doesn't know what kind of direction their ups or their downs, their left or their rights. Like they don't know this part yet. They're trying to figure it out, and this is supposed to be, your chance to make the old regime look like it was like, it was the past. But they might do the same thing they were doing before. They just never really truly changed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good look. I mean, the new regime, up until now, we thought they were making doing a complete 180, making all the correct decisions instead of, if we look back at the old regime, they were making all the wrong decisions. But this is the one holdup that I'm kind of like, okay, this doesn't really make sense. It seems to me, and this is not reporting, but it seems to me that they're more comfortable probably in that T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson type of area, or even Devontae Smith. All those guys got about what 20 in that 26 to 28, $29 million range.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me that's what it seems like they're comfortable paying over, maybe give them a 3 year extension, so maybe that AAV over 3 years. But you're not willing to compromise to 30. I mean, Scary Terry is a number one on most teams. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, there's only a few teams that he would truly be a number two. So
I
I
mean,
mean, Devontae and T are getting paid like number twos. So Scary Terry is your number one. You gotta give him a bump up from that. At least that's my thinking.
well, my thinking is if Debo is making 29, I have to immediately give him 30 because he's got to make more than Debo because this is my guy. Like, he's been here. He
Mm-hmm.
is my culture. He is my face. I got to give him more than Debo. Instant got to give him more. I can't have him thinking. I can't have there be no like any kind of like questionings or inklings of who might be more favorited or anything like that. Like we're gonna nip it all up. Terry has been here, done that, been tried and true, hitting 1,000 yards with any guy throwing him a ball.
You know, and
So,
last season he had his best season. So I mean, you want to build off of that. You don't want you know your rookie quarterback having a great season and then your number one receiver having his best season. You don't want to stop that momentum. You want to keep it going. So I think they should just pay up. Scary Terry is obviously worth $30+ million. I don't know what the holdup is. Josh Harris and the whole ownership group, you got to get this done. I don't think. I mean, what's the alternative, Lawrence? Like, what? I don't think there's an alternative. I mean,
well, Josh
do
Harris
you
has
see
probably
one?
been doing too much 76er stuff and not been paying attention to all his different teams. And he's got the Premier League about to start up again. He's got
Mm-hmm.
it going around everywhere.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Adam Peters, I think I said this last episode. He's under that San Fran branch of John Lynch, and they kind of play hall. They pay everyone else but the receivers. Like they were kind of hesitant to pay Ayuk. They didn't want to. They didn't want to pay Debo a second time. So they shipped him off, and then I think Juwan isn't Jennings not in contract disputes, but he wants an extension. So and they're kind of like pushing that down the road too. So he Adam Peters is kind of in that line of thinking. So I don't know what their problem is with paying receivers, but you only got one good one. You should want to pay him. That doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I thought Scary Terry showing up to camp, reporting to camp, would make it seem like the deal would get done sooner than Trey's. But now it's definitely like, okay, if you say Trey is $6 to $10 million apart in guarantee money, they basically have to structure the deal done. Trey is definitely closer to signing, way closer to signing than Terry. I mean, that's just if we talk about who's going to get signed first. I think I can see Trey getting signed within a week or two. Scary Terry, this might drag into the season, maybe, or up until game one.
I could very well see that as well. I mean, would you just don't want to see it happen to the Tiger Commanders team, but I mean, you can't teach a fool not to be a fool.
Wise words right there. Um, On to a little lighter topic. The rankings. We got tight ends, the last of the positional, at least offense. We're not going to do linemen I think we did. We skipped linemen last year too. Like I can't tell you who the best lineman is besides Lane Johnson. To be honest with you guys, but we're gonna go down from the bottom and work our way up like we did last episode. Number 10, Njoku. Number 9, Dallas Goddard. Number 8, Likely. 7, Hawkinson, coming off ACL injury. Number 6, Andrew. So the Ravens got 2 tight ends in the top 10. Makes sense. Andrews really good. Likely came on early last year. I think Andrews was hurt for a little bit at the beginning of the season last year. So Likely kind of came on and showed you he could ball too. So I'm not mad at it. Any thoughts about the first 5?
Well, I don't know. I feel like Njoku, low key to me, has always been a little overhyped, but keeping him
Okay.
around 10, I guess, is just fine. I mean, maybe I would put Fryermuth above him. Jake Ferguson
Mm-hmm.
did just get that deal. Maybe he would deserve to get a little bump in the rankings because of that. Other than that, I mean, Dalton Connect, but I personally didn't think Dalton Connect had that kind of a rookie season to be deserved of a top 10. So, I mean,
Yeah.
of the top 10, I feel like Njoku's interchangeably out, maybe in, depending on if you like one of those honorable mentions. But pretty much working your way back up, to the number ones. I don't see many issues with it. I will say it is kind of a jump to put I Likely that high. I might keep Likely more back at 9, but still probably in the top 10 because that is their utilization. They are all about their tight
Yeah.
ends. And honestly, it allows scrambling for Lamar. They can hold a block a little longer than wide receivers can, and then they can easily get open when things turn to poop.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Starting at 5, Kelsey, a little slippage. He was number 1 last year. Number 4, Trey McBride. 3, Laporta. 2, Kittle. And number 1, the sophomore, Brock Bowers. He had a fantastic rookie season. I'm not mad at it if you want to put him number 1. Um, Honestly, I would pick Kittle number 1 just because Kittle's probably the best pure tight end right now. He can block really, really well, can catch really, really well. Definitely like you saw when C-Mac out, Ayuk wasn't there. He was basically the offense, him and Debo. So Kittle to me is probably number 1. But what do you think about the top 5?
No, I also agree with you with Kittle being number 1. I think that was my little disparity on that one. I like Laporta being very high. I also think Bowers being as high as he was is a little overzealous. I would say it's probably more so a Raiders writer, one of the fanboys. I mean, yes, I will say he was a top 3 tight end last year, for sure. But
Yes, yes,
his moments weren't as impactful as other people's moments.
100%. I agree with that. I agree with Kelsey being 5. He definitely saw the slippage, the slowdown, but he can still get open. still blocked well. McBride, I don't think he caught a touchdown until like week
Almost,
15, 16. So
yeah, yeah, really late. Almost Kyle Pitts like.
yeah, so his big problem is finding the end zone. So I could see four being a spot for him because you gotta get dinged for not being a red zone threat. If you only scoring a touchdown, your first touchdown in like week 14, 15. So that makes sense to me. Moving on, we're gonna start with the D tackles when it comes to defense. Working our way up, Cam Hayward, old man, at number 10. Vita Vea, number 9. 8, Buckner for the Colts. 7, um, I can't even say this guy's name. Not even gonna try to, but he's a Raven. And number 6, Leonard Williams, Seahawks. I got no problems with the top 10. I'm surprised Hayward's there. I mean, he had a good season, but I guess when it comes to D tackles, yeah, any of these guys at the bottom, you can change, in my opinion. Thoughts, Lawrence?
Well, I think Hayward is a little, like I said before, is a little overrated. Um, Keep him off the list. He's too old to be up here. Um, Wilkins
I
doesn't
agree.
even have a home, so we can't even put an honorable mention up there. Um,
Yep.
Derek Brown was injured last year. Can't keep him up there. Honestly, I feel like the main problem with this list of guys is there's just not a lot of great D tackles in the league at the current moment. Your top 10 is pretty much like your top 10. Now, do I think Derek Brown is better at this current moment than Hayward? Yes, but I also will stay on the same boat that I always, consistency is the truth. And consistency, I always say, if you're injured, then you can't really be counted towards it. So
Yeah.
going into this season, I think I'd put him in the top 10. Um, I mean, I'm just not really seeing, like, outside the big boys hitters at the top, D tackles are a little bit of a fall off. I'm honestly interested to see where that Giants guy ends up.
Well, Q Williams is 5. Uh, Jeffrey Simmons is 4. Not mad at that. 3, Jalen Carter, of course, going into his third season. He's a beast. Chris Jones, number 2. And Dexter Lawrence, he's here at number 1. I'm not mad at it. He's fantastic.
But
I don't know. I feel like
a little bit crazy.
Chris Jones is a beast. I don't. I mean, I don't really watch enough Giants games to say that he's not number 1, but I'm not mad at it if they say he's number 1. But Chris Jones has to be 2. You know?
And he is. But I probably put Chris Jones number 1. I don't think he did anything wrong last year to like really warrant his slippage down. And honestly, I thought Jalen Carter would have been number 2 and Dexter would have been number 3. That's why I said I was interested. Because I felt like Jalen Carter, I feel like his impact is a little bit nulled due to the fact that the rest of the team is so good. But I mean, he was part of that Eagles Super Bowl. I would just say like terror. I mean, play after play, his name was being called.
Yep. No, he's a beast. He's getting better every single season. He's about to get paid hella dollars. Um, Definitely could see him number 1 and number 2 next year for sure. Yeah, if everything goes well, he's definitely number 2, number 1 next year. Last up, we got Edge. Guys coming off the edge, starting at 10. Verse from the Rams. Hunter from the Texans just got paid. Will Anderson from the Texans, so they got 2 in the top 10. Number 7, Aiden Hutchinson. A little surprising. He was hurt last year, but I can see why you put him there. And number 6, Trey Hendrickson. I'm not okay with
Oh, you
that
want him
for
higher?
obvious reasons.
You want him more down
Uh,
low?
No, he should be a top five. I mean, if you lead the league in sacks back to back years, you got to be in the top five. He ain't got to be one or two. You can make an argument for three through five, but six is a little bit of disservice. Um, Hunter and I, I'm not mad at. Will Anderson, he had a better season. His rookie season, he played okay, but not good. But then last season, you're like, okay, it's starting to pan out for him. Hutchinson, I probably like for me, I would leave off. He was hurt. I don't think you can be on the list and be hurt, kind of how you said with the last list. So this is my two big issues: number seven, number six. What about you?
I'm also in agreement. Henderson should probably be a little. I want to say higher, but it's technically lower on the list because
Mm-hmm.
top five. But I'm also in agreement. Like we just said, I think you don't play, you can't really be in it. And then again, I feel like there's plenty of edges that you can add. Like if we go down the honorable mentions, I feel like there's plenty of them. We got Brian Burns. He got that big deal from the Giants. Was it Nick Benito?
Yep, Nick Benino. He could have been on there. George Kalafdis from the Chiefs. Like he honestly should have been on there.
He
Like
kind of is
you
slept
could
on.
probably move. You probably move everybody a slot up, and then George gets on the list. And Grenard from the Vikings, he was damn good too. I mean, he was a good reason why the Vikings defense was pretty elite last season.
And Khalil Mack is pretty far down as well.
Yeah, I get he's older, but if you can put Hayward on the list, then let's throw Khalil on the list too. He had, I would say, resurgence under Harbaugh last season. Honestly,
He's only going
I
to
mean,
have
if we're
more of
being
an impact now when Bosa's gone. I mean, he has no choice but to be more of a threat.
yeah, 100%. All right, let's see who number five is. Number five, Nick Bosa, not mad. Four, Crosby, not mad. Three, Michael Parsons, not mad. Okay, two, TJ, and one is Miles. I'm not mad at the one through three. And like I said, three, four, five, you can kind of argue who you want. Micah was hurt for a bit last season, so you could probably put him down a little bit. But I mean, it's everyone's preference. I mean, one and two is pretty much a lock, but from there is a preference thing. How do you feel about the top five?
Personally, I'd give TJ over Miles. I was looking at a stat sheet the other day, and I never realized Miles Garrett hasn't had an interception. It's crazy to me. But somehow TJ Watt had 7 of them. So I'm just going to give
Damn.
that edge out to TJ over the years to add a different
Okay.
dynamic to it. Um, Nick Bosa, I mean, I guess, is that who we're moving out of the top 5 to move our boy or to move your boy into the top 5?
I would say
Or
so.
are we
I
doing
mean,
Parsons due to injury? So we get a little technicality in there.
I feel like either one is appropriate. I feel like Bosa didn't really pop on screen like he usually does last season. So that could be a reason why to move him out the top five. And then also Parsons, like I said earlier, he didn't play the whole season. So I feel like, you shouldn't be a top five if you didn't play the whole season.
Yeah, because that would really just skew the stat. Like if he had played a whole season, we're talking this man is fighting for 1-2 scenario based on that
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah, I think so. Which is true. Michael Parsons, when he's healthy, if he played a whole season, he probably would be in the conversation for number one. But sorry, you didn't. I don't think you can be three. I don't think you can automatically be three at that point. That's my 2 cents. All right, that's the top 10. We still got safeties, linebackers, and corners. So we'll cover that on Monday, next episode. Um, Other than that, I don't have anything else. SummerSlam is this weekend. It is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. Starts at 6 p.m. It's in New York City, I guess New Jersey, and at MetLife stadium. Cardi B is hosting. Hopefully, she does a good job. I think she will. But any of the matches you're looking forward to, Lawrence? Personally, for me, I'm looking for that. Did they have like an 8-man TLC match or something?
Um,
I believe that's the match I'm looking forward to a
I
lot.
was I was curious to ask you who's the replacement for McIntyre, or they're not going to disclose that until the day of.
Yeah, I think the day of, he's still stranded in England or Scotland, wherever, UK. I don't. Yeah, I don't think they're going to rule him out until you know T minus like an hour to go or something. But I think you were saying the Miz is the backup, right? Like if it really does come down to that, right?
Well, the Miz put out that TikTok, so Miz kind of. I feel like Miz backdoored the WWE. Like he kind of did say when he first started the TikTok that he was sorry for what he was going to say, but then he was preaching for pretty much like 2 minutes about why it should be him and Logan versus these guys, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So he knew he was throwing himself out there. Like he knew he was probably going against their wishes.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Miz, but I'm sure Triple H can have a better replacement that's like kind of closer to being in that feud. But um, hopefully, he can come through and make his way to New York. Um, Gunther versus CM Punk. I feel like it's gonna be a good match. Are you excited for Jelly Roll and Randy Orton? I mean, we just talked about it, but are you really excited? Do you think Jelly Roll is gonna be able to like actually do good?
Not really. I think it's gonna be a lot of Randy Orton. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of. I feel like it's gonna be more of a shenanigan type match.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. I don't think he's in. Jelly Roll has lost a lot of weight. I think he's under 300 pounds for the first time in a long time. But I still don't think he's in like good enough shape to like actually have a really fun, impactful match.
Because like John Cena's match coming back, right? He like gassed
Yeah,
after like 10 minutes, and we could like visibly see it. But John Cena's been doing this for
yeah.
so long, and it took him 10 minutes to gas. What do you think Jelly Roll's gonna do 3 or 4 minutes in? Like, man, it's gonna be drenched in sweat. He's gonna be done.
Yeah, that might like they're kind of hyping it up to be the match of the night, but I don't think so. But Roman Reigns and Jay versus Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. I'm excited for this one too. I think this is gonna be a good one. They kind of jumped. They jumped Roman and Jay last week, right? And Bronson Reed took took Roman's shoes from him like a
Y-
bully in high school.
Yeah, and then didn't he say like he never knew what that meant or something?
Yeah, apparently something like that.
How do you not know what that means?
And then night two, we got John Cena versus Cody. My personal opinion, I don't think Cody wins. I think Cena's going to win again. I don't think Cena loses until maybe next pay per view or maybe the one after. I think Cena wins his last SummerSlam. I don't think they want him losing the championship on his last SummerSlam. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, not really me either. I mean, I feel like if they're gonna when he loses, he's losing at like
Mm-hmm.
one of the granddaddy stages. Where are they fighting at for SummerSlam? It's like MetLife, 2 days outdoors.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
personally, when Cena walks, it's gonna be more. I don't know if they go back towards Florida, but I feel like he would. No, sorry, he wouldn't lose in Florida because that's where he kind of started was Miami, right?
Think yeah, I'm thinking maybe I think he has one more Royal Rumble left. So I think if he loses, it's gonna be there.
Mm, that's a while from now.
Yeah, November. I think he holds on to it till October, November.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah, my little thing I got going on is Roman is gonna have a shot at John Cena once this kind of Braun Breaker and Reed and Paul Heyman thing kind of once they finish that, I think Roman will get a shot at John Cena. I think Roman might win.
Yeah, once he
But we'll
figures
see.
out the new blood.
Solo versus Jacob Fatu. I'm looking forward to that steel cage match. I think that's going to be interesting. Um, AJ Styles versus Dominic. Your guy Dominic Mysterio. You excited about that one?
No, because I feel like at some point the shenanigans will end and he'll lose his title because he always just keeps winning on technicalities. Honestly, I remember as a kid, like hating, like what is it, the Edge and like Dolph Ziggler for like finding ways to constantly keep their titles. But then I'm watching Dom and thinking to myself, it's kind of entertaining. It's
Hey,
just the
I
same
don't
thing
like
over.
Dirty Dom at all, but I gotta admit he is pretty entertaining.
He just
He
wants
is
some
pretty
weird shit.
entertaining, so I guess he can keep it for a little bit if he wants.
Yeah, he just wants some chicken nuggets and video games.
And the and the big TLC matches, yeah, this 8-man TLC match, it's gonna be crazy. I don't think they've ever done an 8-man TLC match. I think it's the first one, so I'm all for it. I love ladder matches. They do some crazy shit, so I'm always here for that.
Yeah, that's
Anything
crazy.
else, Lawrence? Before we head on out?
No, I got nothing else. The UFC this weekend, I'm definitely just gonna hold out. I'm not really fond of the Apex
Mm-hmm.
card.
Yeah, it didn't look. I like skimmed over it. It didn't look too interesting. So yeah, SummerSlam for me is taking up my weekend for the most part. All right, everyone. We're going to head on out. NTL Sports here, episode 175. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, all that good stuff. And we will see you next week. Peace.
Peace out.